Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Figma Guyver, and this is from the anime Guyver, the bio-boosted armor. I actually started watching it. I got to episode 2, so I know a little about it, but not quite in depth. But when I first saw the design of Guyver, he looks amazing, and I've seen a few clips here and there, and it's pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of Kamen Rider. A little bit, design wise, kind of reminds me also of Soul Game with that blade over there. Pretty cool. And so far, I'm liking the anime a lot. So this is a really nice design. It's like cybernetic. Has a little bit of what do you call that? Like a biological look to it. Yeah, kind of like Kamen Rider. Pretty cool. Alright, so if you're not familiar with Guyver, basically there's a host, typically a human, and you get this thing kind of like it's kind of like an alien armor thing that clamps on a person and it turns into this. So it's interesting. Pretty cool. Alright, so that's it for the box and introduction. Let's take a look inside. Alright, instructions. Always good to check if we missed out something or might have missed something if we haven't checked this out. Alright, so again, one side is going to be in Japanese, the other side is English. And here there is a chest part that we can swap out. Interesting. And the pressure cannon. Part C. What? Oh, okay. Oh, that's why they need to do that. I was wondering about it. So if you notice, this one kind of gives you a little bit more angle for the arms to get closer. So that's probably why they have that. I was wondering, I mean, what's the point of having that? Because this one, the first one, allows you to open the chest. Alright, and you have the high frequency sword. Pretty cool. Ah, nice. Alright, and this is kind of like the core, which contains the parasite. And from my understanding, and from watching the first 2 episodes of the show so far, that it's kind of like a one-time use. It's like a containment device. Once the parasite latches on the host, that's it, and it doesn't need this anymore. So it's not really kind of like a henshin device. Just basically a container. Has nice details to it. Has that silver in the middle. Kind of like that kind of metal core. Pretty cool. And we got Guyver here. He looks amazing. I really like this. Pretty amazing. There's when I first got it out of the box, I've noticed there's a little bit of weathering, and not sure if that's done by hand. Probably is. You see that there's kind of like a, how do you call it? A little bit of dry brushing and lining on the side here, kind of give it a little bit of a dirty, weathered look on the side here also. So that's kind of all over, and that's gotta be unique for each figure if they've done that with a hand painting, because some side here there's a little bit more smear than this side. Yeah. And so for mine, it's not too bad. Yeah, but this guy's amazing in terms of details. Let's take a closer look at the face. This is just amazing. Now for the eyes, it has that compound eyes, kind of like it kind of glitters. So that's really nicely made, and it's kind of like that rosy red or a pinkish red. There we go. The color. It's kind of unique. And even the details on the mouth, that's amazing too. Get that red there, all that sensor. Really nice head sculpt. Pretty cool. On the neck part, you'll see these two, there's a bit of head articulation there, but the thing that sways, you can move this side to side. I think you can even move the whole thing. But try to exercise the neck first. That way you don't really stretch those. And if you are curious, as I was, I popped this head off. Kind of see what's inside and how that thing is connected. There we go. Oh, it popped out there, but it's actually a ball joint. Let's see if I can pop this off completely. I was hoping that, hold on. Alright, I got it off. So it's basically this. This is your typical Figma shoulder joint. Yep. Mine on my Ninja Slayer broke on that one. I think they probably used the same joint for the shoulder on this one. So it's kind of interesting they've used that. And here we go. So if you are wondering how that's... So just basically on top there. And I did notice a little bit of paint, that it's not completely painted. But since this has a biological look to it, you know, it's not gonna be perfect. So, you know, I can let that pass. And there's also a little bit of rubbing, especially on that neck part right there. All right, let's pop this back in. There we go. So yeah, that's basically how the head is connected. And yeah, just exercise the neck. That way you don't really move those two things there. Alright, moving on, we have the shoulder here. Now the shoulder, I believe, is connected in kind of like a ring that goes on the shoulder joint. So right here, it allows you to move it back and forth. Yeah. And yep, I believe that's the same shoulder joint. Although, okay. So it's a big enough ring to get that ball in first. Yeah. Always curious on how they've created the joints. You got a straight joint there. You have a bicycle swivel. You have a little bit of a forearm swivel because of the joint, but be careful on that one. Yeah, always be cautious. Decent elbow bend, 90 degrees. You get the usual wrist articulation. Yeah. You get a torso movement here. A waist. And here we go. So on the side, it's flexible, kind of like a rubber feel to it, which allows him to do a split somewhat. And yeah, basically your typical articulation, you can get it from that. You get the knee bend. I'm still waiting for Figma to ever design a way to get the kneecap movement also, or a separate knee armor. That would be cool. Well, one day they'll do that. But so far they always been just on top. It's not too bad actually. And that's a decent bend right there. Alright, and moving on. You get the ankle. Now, when I first got it, it's all the way on top and you can barely move the foot. You might have to wiggle it out, especially the top part here. And this will allow you to have a little bit more bend on your ankle. You do also have the toe. So just a heads up. Alright, and I think that's pretty much it for the articulation. And let's go to the gimmick. Alright, for the gimmick. So you get the, what do you call this one? The Mega Smasher. There we go. Now if you notice on the box art, it's yellow. And it's actually, it is glowing yellow. It's like a yellow laser coming out of his chest. Very powerful attack. But this one, it's not. It's blue. I wonder if they've the actual figure production is different from what's shown in the pictures. But yeah, you're not getting that. On the other hand, we can swap this out. There we go. And it's clear on the other side, so if you do want, you can paint gold on the back side or clear yellow or something like that, and you will emanate that effect up front. If you want to do that, I might do that. Why not? Right, so in front here, shown in the instruction. We're just gonna swap it out. Now we get a little bit more space for the shoulder to do. What attack is that again? I forgot already. That's the Japanese side. Pressure cannon. Right, and we're actually going to go next on the different hands you got here. So we can swap it out with this. So you have this pose here for the pressure cannon. You have open hand. You have 2 hands for holding, for other accessories, and you have the chop hands. There we go. Right, let me just swap this out. There we go. And Guyver doesn't have other faces. It only has one. Although it'd be cool if I believe his name is Sho. The first, let me look the wiki real quick. My cheat notes. Yeah, I believe it was probably Sho Fukamachi. Fukamachi, there we go. The name of the guy who first got Guyver 1. Alright. There we go. I think he might be using the other hand, but you get the idea. Probably should use the open hand, but that's alright. Yeah, pretty cool. Yep, so other than that, what's the other attack? The blades. Let's go with that. Alright, next up is the high frequency swords. Swap that out. Put this on. Again, reminds me a lot of Soul Game. Pretty cool. You can do the same on the other side. It's one of those that I'm really happy they have both. Sometimes the character only has it on one arm, and yeah, it makes it asymmetrical, but you know, there are people like me who want it to have both. So there we go, and you can do a lot of cool, awesome poses with this. For some weird reason, that bicep joint is stuck. There we go. Yeah, pretty cool. On the back here, actually, I had a question from my previous one with Chariot on how to put the stand base on the back. I think some people are having problems. So this particularly, they've added this on the recent Figmas. Well, it's been a while now since they added this new on the base. Otherwise, you're just getting this one here. Yep, so this one just goes in there. But before you put it in, and another thing I want to point out, what's up with these bubbles? The Chariot didn't have this, and it's kind of like a hit or miss. Sometimes you get the one with bubbles, and sometimes you don't. No, not that it matters, but you know, it would be nice to have consistency. Alright, so anyways, you push this in and you just kind of wiggle it. You can use that part there to push, but I usually just hold it aside and just do a kind of like a rotation back and forth. You wiggle it in. There we go. This one doesn't seem to go in. Alright, let me try it one more time. Yeah, sometimes it's just really hard to put it on and you're not getting much in there. Yeah, let me try it off camera. Yeah, no luck there. Weird. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't, I suppose. But that's enough. I barely got it in there, but that's enough to hold it. Sometimes it's just, it's the paint maybe made it, yeah. Put this on here and there we go. You get the base. Let's just readjust it. Again, Make sure you have a Phillips nearby just to loosen it a little bit. There we go. Alright, and I tried painting the other side of the chest gold just to see if it works. It kinda does, but not quite. So, I mean, you could try it. I think it's an... They could have just easily give us another chest piece. I mean, they're giving us this. They could have given one that's painted yellow. And I believe the bluish white, it's when it's deactive or when he just got it out. And it needs to charge up for, I think, a few seconds before it can fire it. Yeah, I think that would be great if they've added that. And, well, that basically was shown in the pictures on the box, but we didn't get that. Unless they're shining yellow light on it. Did they? I don't know. Alright, that's about it. Overall, I like this Figma. It's awesome. It's a nice depiction of Guyver. There are flaws, in my opinion. One of which is that yellow. It's not yellow. It's blue. There are a few joints that you need to loosen up, especially the ankle. Paint apps. Some parts are sloppy. Or they're missing. I'm not sure if that's intentional, but this one is where it's weathered, so it really doesn't matter in terms of paint app. Yeah, it could be part of the unique the overall look for it, so that's that. Otherwise, it's a great figure. I really liked it. Highly recommend it, especially if you're a big fan of Guyver, and if you haven't seen the show, please go check it out. Alright, that's about it for the review. If you have any questions, let me know. I believe there was a Good Small Company bonus if you order from the site. That is with kind of like an impact on the shattered ground. As well, you get the shattered wall on the back. I passed on it because it's just a background. I mean, I could get another background similar to that, unless it's a, well, they could troll us with actually giving the yellow piece as the bonus. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, that's about it. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, that's pretty much it for the review. So until then, this is Speeds. Thanks for watching.